A tsunami nearly 500 meters high. It sounds like a bad disaster movie, but it really happened recently, and the original footage will blow your mind. The crazy thing is, monster tsunamis are becoming more and more common. Why are they suddenly popping up everywhere? How destructive these monster waves can be and why their effects can even reach as far as Germany. That's what we're going to take a close look at today. So make sure to stick around until the end. A warm welcome, everyone. Who had mega tsunamis in the Arctic on their natural disaster bingo card for 2025? I honestly didn't. But with all the crazy things that have happened this year, honestly, nothing surprises me anymore. In any case, I'll keep you updated on all these events here on the channel. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. Subscribing doesn't cost anything. You'll never miss another video, and you'll be helping me out. And if you've already subscribed, giving this video a thumbs up really helps. Maybe we'll even hit 5,000 likes. Thank you so much for that. But now, back to the monster waves. When you hear the word tsunami, you probably think of the images from Japan in 2011 or the devastating tsunami in the Indian Ocean in 2004. Huge masses of water triggered by earthquakes that devastate entire coastlines. These are classic tsunamis, which are bad enough. But what we're talking about today is a whole different league. These are what are known as mega-tsunamis. Normal tsunamis are usually triggered by tectonic plate shifts and typically reach heights of 10 to 30 meters. Mega-tsunamis, on the other hand, can reach hundreds of meters high. The current record holder is the Lituya Bay mega-tsunami of 1958 in Alaska, with an incredible height of 520 meters. Just imagine, that's more than 3 times the height of the Cologne Cathedral stacked on top of each other. But how do such monster waves form? Here's the crucial difference. While normal tsunamis are caused by earthquakes on the ocean floor, mega-tsunamis are triggered by massive landslides or rockfalls directly into the water. We're talking about millions of cubic meters of rock suddenly crashing into a fjord. And that's exactly what happened recently on a scale that left even experienced geologists speechless. On August 10th this year, the second largest mega-tsunami of all time occurred in TSUNAMI Fjord in Alaska. The wave reached a height of 470 to 500 meters. What happened? An enormous mountainside above the South Sawyer Glacier suddenly collapsed. We're talking about 100 million cubic meters of rock. This gigantic rock slide also swept away 57 million cubic meters of ice from the glacier, and everything together crashed into the water. The result, a displacement of water that created a wave that literally destroyed everything in its path. The images of the devastation are simply shocking. All vegetation below a certain height was wiped out. Not only the plants, but also the rock and soil beneath them, everything was swept away. House-sized boulders were hurled hundreds of meters away like toy blocks. When the wave reached a small island after 5.6 kilometers, it was still 30 meters high. There too, everything was razed to the ground. Fortunately, the whole thing happened in a remote region, so no one was hurt. The only collateral damage was a few pieces of kayaking equipment on the island that were washed away. That was it. According to some reports, the owners of this equipment, a group of campers, happened to be away from their belongings at the time, several kilometers away on a hill, and were able to see the tsunami from there. So you only just barely escaped death. And now comes the truly unsettling part. That wasn't the only mega-tsunami in recent years. In 2023, there was one in Greenland, and at the end of 2024, in Canada. Within just 2 years, we've experienced 3 of the largest mega-tsunamis in history, and these monster waves create a phenomenon that is often felt hundreds of kilometers away and greatly fascinates scientists. This is known as SAICH. It is a sloshing effect similar to what you experience in a bathtub, except that in this case it is not the bath water that sloshes back and forth, but the entire fjord. After the TSUNAMI tsunami, the water sloshed back and forth between the fjord walls for 34 hours. It was so violent that even seismometers registered this bizarre rocking motion. In the case of the Greenland tsunami, this phenomenon lasted for 9 days. The answer lies in 2 related processes. For thousands of years, massive glaciers have formed a kind of natural support structure for steep mountain slopes. They have literally held entire mountains together, but many glaciers are shrinking, and suddenly, mountain slopes that have been supported by ice since the last ice age are left without their natural support. Added to this is the thawing of permafrost. In Arctic regions, permanently frozen ground acts as a kind of cement. It holds mountain slopes together and prevents erosion, but the permafrost is also thawing increasingly. The result? Mountains that have been stable for millennia are suddenly becoming unstable. Combine melting glaciers with thawing permafrost, and you have the perfect mixture for catastrophic landslides into bodies of water, resulting in a mega-tsunami. And these occur without warning. While normal tsunamis often take hours to travel from their point of origin to the other coast, mega-tsunamis strike immediately when such a landslide occurs. Regions such as Alaska, Greenland, Canada, and Norway are particularly affected anywhere where steep mountain slopes meet bodies of water. Scientists are working feverishly to be able to predict such events. In the case of another mega-tsunami in Greenland in 2017, which actually hit a settlement, researchers were able to identify warning signs in retrospect. There was seismic activity before the actual landslide. This means that if we install the right monitoring systems, we could predict such disasters in time. Scientists are already using satellite radar technology and seismometers to monitor unstable mountain slopes and measure with millimeter precision whether a mountain is moving, thus identifying potential danger zones.
Research on mega-tsunamis has made huge advances in recent years. We now have a much better understanding of how they form, where they occur, and how we might be able to predict them.
Perhaps these findings will enable us to warn people in time and save lives in the future. Of course, we cannot prevent disasters such as mega-tsunamis, but we can learn to understand them, predict them, and prepare for them. And that's something.
Of course, I will keep you updated on all future developments in mega-tsunami research. So feel free to subscribe to the channel now, and don't forget to give a thumbs up so we can hit 5,000 likes. And speaking of incredible discoveries, while we're dealing with mega-tsunamis here on Earth, astronomers have discovered something with the James Webb Space Telescope that seems to defy the laws of physics. A signal that's faster than light, which according to Einstein should actually be impossible. What exactly have we just discovered, and do we now need to rethink the laws of nature? You'll find out in the video shown at the top right. Be sure to check it out, it's really fascinating.
As always, you'll find another video on the topic of space and science at the bottom right. Otherwise, I'd say see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.